so hot. Jessica fucking Bosk. Come on.
See, I didn't overhype it. It's so good. We're gonna talk a little bit about that song, Gravity, in a quick second. But first, Viv, I've been told to ask you about some New York Comic Con exclusives that people can get their hands on here.
I was handed this. I apologize, there's so many exclusives that I don't know which. Is this a New York Comic Con?
So this one is Atlantic Records, has released an Amazon exclusive. It's a Vox lenticular vinyl variant.
Yeah, I love that. This one's really cool. I just didn't know which variant it was.
I'm here.
Show the back.
I'm here.
Show the back.
Are you in?
I was explicitly told.
A very important thing to know.
Okay, good. They told us do not turn
The
around.
track numbers are right behind this white thing, and they didn't know there would be a white
My
thing.
heart like dropped. I was like, don't show the back. But it's all blocked out, so it's good.
Cool.
It's beautiful. If you want to get your hands on one of those, just be warned, it's available for 72 hours only through October 12th. So hurry, there's a graphic on the screen with a QR code, so hurry on up.
It's really cool.
Beautiful.
Do
The
we
other
get
thing
one?
you all should note
Can
is
I have one?
that the newest single from the show, Gravity, is available everywhere now to stream.
That was fun over and over. We were sitting. That one was. I was like, this is gonna be the one. It's just such a hype song,
So
and
dope.
like her vocal is phenomenal, and it's just awesome. I'm very glad it's out now. I'm very excited.
Can you tell us a little more about developing that song with Sam and Andrew? What kind of notes do you give them, and then how did they evolve it from there?
That one was very specific. I had I don't want to say a vision because that's not accurate for music. I don't know what the vision of music is, but I did have like a want, I guess, for the sound of that song, because I was like, it needs to be somewhat, do I have to, can I put this on? It has to be somewhat like rock, you know, like that's kind of the genre we picked for Adam and Lute. But I wanted it to have this kind of gospel-y, like churchy choir, kind of like, so there's like hints of that in it. And I think that's kind of her sound. Her sound is more like, kind of almost more in that rigid, like churchy, like expected, like, because she's so judgmental. And I think that's a cool, that's a cool element to the sound of the song. It's almost got like this, so like, you know, I don't want to give the references, but almost like a Hellfire influence, like from Hunchback, like that kind of vibe of like, yeah. So that was kind of the direction I wanted for it, and they nailed it. Like it was just, it's such a like banger. So I was like, and just so everybody knows, like the demos, Sam does a really good. Sam is just such a good singer. And so, like, I was listening to the demo on repeat. I was like, this is great, I can't wait. And then when I heard the final one come in with Jessica sang it, I was like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing. So yeah, it's always like the fun of what making this show is I get to listen to the songs and just be excited about how they'll sound. And then I get to get excited all over again when I hear the like actual version come in. So it's so cool.
I'm so proud of this one. Alex, I'll throw you a question about this as well. When you're doing your vocals for this, what do you have to work with? Do you get to hear Jessica's work, or is it a situation where you're working with what was originally recorded?
It's kind of both. I get sent the demos and get to listen to it first, which is such a privilege, just to like listen to something and go, holy fuck, a hit, cool. And then you get to kind of help with it. And then yeah, I believe, I mean, it depends on the song, but I think this one, Jessica had already laid it down, and I just sort of there to pad it with the sinister laughter and a good little bit of harmony. But to say that I'm in this song is like, you know, being the guy that benches on the basketball team. I'm like, I'm on the team, but really she's Michael Jordan, you know what I mean? So, just happy to be sort of the Scottie Pippen, I guess, you know what I mean? None of you know who those people are.
Scottie Pippen. Ooh.
Give yourself some credit, but also, I understand what
Yeah.
She's incredible. There's a couple people who aren't here that I did want to make sure to highlight. First, we've got Patrick Stump as Abel. That was my about that casting. When you were crafting that character, what did the character sound like, and how did that sound change when you cast Patrick, of all people, in that role?
Abel was a character that I was like, he needed a voice before we could write him kind of properly. And so we weren't sure who it would be in the beginning, and so his identity was sort of floating for a little while. Like, we knew we wanted him to be very different from Adam. And this very, like, as you guys will see, he's a pretty soft little guy, and he's very fun. But like, I think that was one that we were kind of like, we need a voice. And so when we reached out to Patrick, he was actually like one of the fastest people to ever say yes ever doing the show. 2 hours after we asked him, 2 hours, and he was like, yeah, he's in. And I was like, what? It was great. He was so, which by the way, huge shout out to him. That's the sweetest thing. Like that like made a universe, right? But once we had him, I was familiar with him because he's done a little bit of voice acting in other animated shows that I've seen, and so I know what his voice sounds like for voice acting. And I was like, okay, it's actually very bright, and so I was like, okay, this gives us a direction. And he was so fun to work with, like very, very, very sweet, very down to earth, and incredibly approachable immediately, despite like how like incredibly rock star he is. Like I was like, he's just one of the nicest, warmest, like immediately easy to work with people, and we had a lot of fun. So I'm very excited for everyone to meet Abel and get to see him.
Sounds like he's having a lot of fun. Like I think coming through the performance, and I love that quality.